Assalamualaikum. So today we are going to look at some examples, and I have found in the previous section that we couldn't finish them today. So we will look at some examples today and some of them on Sunday. But don't worry, the examples which are related to most of your term projects will be finished today. Okay, so at the end of this lecture, you would know. I'm talking about the people who are doing segments. Okay, people who are doing segments, they would know how to calculate the level of service for the segment. Okay, I already explained the equations and everything. I will just show you some couple of examples. Okay, so what we saw last time was that you can do three types of analysis using level of service concept, operation, design, and service flow rate and service volume analysis. Today we will look at operations and design examples. Okay. Then we have also discussed the concept of adjustment factors. Again, we will discuss them on Sunday. And we will look at an example with the adjustment factors on Sunday. And what else? Yeah, the heavy vehicle concept, the heavy vehicle adjustment factor concept, that was also discussed yesterday. So today we will see how to use it. Okay, we will start with the example of freeway. Okay, so start with an example of a freeway. This is an old freeway, large urban area. It has 4 lanes, meaning 2 lanes in each direction. It has 10 feet lane widths, letter clearance 0 feet, ramp density 5 ramps per mile. It's a rolling terrain. Trucks have typical mix 2%. Now I told you you can have typical or what I called as default, or you can have heavy mix or equal mix. Default, typical, and there's another word which they will use in the next example. They all mean the same thing. Okay, so basically they mean typical mix means 70% single unit trucks and 30% trailer trucks. Okay, so until they have mentioned that's a heavy mix or equal mix, you will assume that it's a default or typical mix. But in this example, they have mentioned it for our convenience. Okay, so typical mix or default mix means 30% trailer trucks and 70% single unit trucks. Peak hour factor is given, and the peak hour demand is 3,000 vehicles per hour in the direction where we are trying to find out the level of service. Okay, so we have to find out the level of service for this freeway. In these examples, always start from free flow speed. Okay, is there free flow speed given? No. So then we'll use the equation to calculate the free flow speed. Now keep your calculators in your hands. Okay, keep the calculators in your hands because we want to finish it quickly and we cannot wait until you know, unless you help me. So free flow speed of freeways is calculated with this one, and you know, in the previous section I took like 10 minutes extra. So if you hurry up, I will take less time. Okay, so FLW, which is the lane width adjustment factor, then FLC, which is the letter clearance adjustment factor, then 3.22 into ramp density to the power 0.84. Now ramp density is given 5 ramps per mile. Okay, FLW and FLC, we have tables for that. There's a table for FLW, lane width 10 feet. 6.6 is the adjustment factor. So FLC 6.6 miles per hour. FLC, sorry, this is FLW, lane width, right? FLW. FLC, this table. 4-lane freeway means 2 lanes in one direction. So this one, this column, and we have 0 feet letter clearance. So the factor is 3.6. 3.6 miles per hour. Okay, give me the value of free flow speed here. Value for free flow speed. Okay, 61.3 miles per hour. So this is the free flow speed. Okay. Next thing we were trying to find out is capacity and breakpoint. And for that, I have a table for the equations I mean. So this table gives you the value of capacity and breakpoint. Okay. So you have to find out these two things. Now you can see here in this table for freeway, adjustment factors are mentioned, but in the question they did not tell me if they have a work zone or incidence or bad weather or driver population is unfamiliar. So normal conditions are that you don't have any adjustment factors. These are normal conditions because normally normal conditions of the highway are good weather, drivers are familiar with the highway, no incidents and no work zone. This is normal, right? Routine. You go into a highway and you expect all these things, right? So adjustment factors for freeways will only be applied if a condition is mentioned specifically. Okay, that it's you are doing it for bad weather conditions. You are doing it for a work zone area and so on and so forth. Okay, unless you are if something is mentioned like this, you will not consider any adjustment factors. Okay, so FFS and FFS adjustment will remain the same. This adjustment factor will become 0, and similarly capacity adjusted and capacity will remain the same. Capacity adjustment factor will be 1. Okay, 1. Both adjustment factors will be 1. Okay, if no conditions are mentioned, adjustment factors will become 1. So this is the equation for capacity and this is the equation for breakpoint. Okay, let us calculate the capacity first. So capacity equals 200 plus 10 into FFS 61.3 minus 50. Give me the capacity. Two three 13 passenger cars per hour per lane. Okay, keep the units in mind. Keep the units in mind. Okay, now I'll go to the breakpoint. Okay, let us calculate the breakpoint. Now in the breakpoint equation, you can see FFS adjusted. So I told you no adjustment factors will be required because no extra condition is mentioned. So FFS adjusted will be same as the free flow speed, 61.3. Okay, so this will be 61.3, and again this is capacity adjustment factor. Again, I'll take it as 1. Okay, so VP will be 1000 plus 40 into 75 minus just 61.3. Okay, multiply by the adjustment factor, which is 1. So multiply by 1, doesn't matter. 1 square actually, so it doesn't matter. Give me the breakpoint. .1548. Again, passenger cars per hour per lane. Passenger cars per hour per lane. Okay. Now I have to compare the breakpoint with the flow. How much flow I have? In the question, they have given me volume in vehicles per hour. I need to convert it to passenger cars per hour per lane, and then I will compare it with the breakpoint. Okay, so I have to calculate VP. VP equals volume divided by all these things, which are peak hour factor, number of lanes, and heavy vehicle adjustment factor. Peak hour factor is given 0.95. Number of lanes I know. In one direction, 2 lanes. So number of lanes will be taken for one direction. The flow and everything is calculated for one direction. So number of lanes 2. For FHV, I have an equation. There's an equation for calculating FHV. So PHV is the percentage of trucks, percentage of heavy vehicles. percentage of heavy vehicle, which is given as 2%. Which is given as 2%. So PHV will be 0.02. For FHV, for EHV, I have a table. Okay, and the question they said rolling terrain. Rolling terrain. So EHV for rolling terrain. See, 3. So EHV is 3. So give me the value of FHV here. Okay, this is the 1 minus 1. Okay, EHV minus 1. Sorry for that. CHV minus 1. Can you recalculate it? CHV minus 1, not minus 10. EHV minus 1. Can you recalculate the value? 0.96. 0.96. Okay, so VP will be 3000, which is the volume given, divided by peak hour factor 0.95. It is given, okay? 0.95 is given. Divided by 2 because there are 4 lanes, so 2 lanes in each direction. Multiply by the heavy vehicle adjustment factor, which is 0.96. How much is VP? 1645 passenger cars per hour per lane. Okay, 1645 passenger cars per hour per lane. Now we have to, so we did this, we calculated VP and we calculated the breakpoint. So now I can see what should be my speed. Okay, for speed we have two conditions. If VP is less than the breakpoint, then the speed is equal to free flow speed. If VP is less than or equal to breakpoint, the speed is equal to free flow speed. If VP is more than breakpoint up to capacity, then the speed will be calculated using this equation. Okay, so should I take speed equals to free flow speed or should I apply this equation? My VP is 1645 and the breakpoint was how much? How much was the breakpoint? 1548. Is this the correct value? Because I don't think there's a mistake, I think, because VP is supposed to be less than the breakpoint. Equation for breakpoint, right? Okay, and VP is this one. Okay, let me check. Did I made a mistake with the data? .95 and rolling terrain. This is fine. 2% mix. So there's a problem with the free flow speed. See, free flow speed was not calculated properly. Okay, it should be 52.8. So you made a mistake with the free flow speed. Okay. So you need to recalculate the free flow speed now, since you already lost some time. So I'll just quickly go through the solution here. So first of all, free flow speed must be corrected. It should be 52.8. 61.3 is not the correct answer. You can see here 75.4 minus 6.6, lane width adjustment factor 3.6, lateral clearance adjustment factor, ram density 5. Okay, ram density is 5. Okay, then capacity will be 228. Okay, capacity will be 228 and the breakpoint will be 1888. 1888. Okay, 1888. Then your VP is how much? 1641. So this is no problem. Okay, so VP is almost the same thing. What you need to correct the capacity and free flow speed and the breakpoint. Okay, so the main mistake was in the calculation of free flow speed. So you need to repeat that calculation. Okay, so now going back here, so my breakpoint is 1888 and my VP is 1641. Okay, breakpoint is 1888 and VP is 1641. So VP, the flow rate is less than the breakpoint. Flow rate is less than the breakpoint. Okay, so I will use this condition. VP is less than the breakpoint. VP is 1641 and the correct BBS breakpoint is 1800 something. So speed will be equal to free flow speed. Speed will be equal to free flow speed. Again, no adjustment is required because no condition is mentioned. So speed equals free flow speed. Now, why I'm calculating a speed? Okay, because I told you in the previous lectures, level of service depends upon density, and density equals flow upon speed. Density equals flow upon speed. So I already calculated the flow 16445 according to you, and the speed is 52.8. Okay, the correct value of speed is 52.8. So density is, I didn't show anything new right now. Okay, so density is 1645 divided by 52.8. Give me the density. Okay, why I'm using free flow speed as my speed? Because flow rate is less than the breakpoint. Flow rate is less than the breakpoint. Okay, so Ali, I didn't use any equation right now. I didn't use the equation which I was showing in the slide. Okay, don't worry. So density is, again, what are the units of density? Units of density are passenger cars per mile per lane. Okay, I keep on emphasizing on the units because you guys keep on making the mistakes. If you don't know the units, you will make more mistakes. So 31.2 passenger cars per mile per lane is the density. Now what does this density indicate? So we are looking for a freeway, and you can see the units of density here as well, passenger cars per mile per lane. Your density is 31, so which is in this range. In this range. So your level of service is D. Your level of service is D. Okay. Now there is one very good thing which they have done in the book. Okay, which is with every answer they have given some comments as well. Some comments are there. So your level of service D, which is acceptable for urban areas. The example is for urban area. Level of service D is an acceptable value for urban areas. But this value is coming at a very low volume. Volume of 3000 is not so high. It's like 1500 vehicles per lane. 3000 total, we have 2 lanes, so 1500 vehicles per lane is not too much. Okay, so why do we have level of service D? We could have better if you improve the geometric conditions of the highway. The level of service could have been better if the lane width was more and the lateral clearance was not 0. If you look at the data given in the example, the lane width is given as 10 feet, which is the minimum for freeway. Go to the freeway table, the lane width adjustment table. 10 is the minimum value, and again lateral clearance 0, that means no lateral clearance at all. So you, although it is acceptable, but you can improve the traffic conditions if you have more lane width and give some lateral clearance. Okay, so this is a good thing about the examples in the book. They have given some comments which is good. Okay, now this one is for a multi-lane highway. Okay, it has 2600 vehicles per hour. Okay, 12 feet lanes, and you have seen that I keep on shifting from one slide to the other, and then I have to go to the Teams platform as well. So I suggest you keep the slides in front of you. I've already uploaded the slides. Keep them in front of you. I will not stop at one slide. Okay, 4-lane multi-lane freeway, 2600 volume, 12 feet lanes, 4 feet clearance at the roadside as well as in the median. 4 feet clearance at the roadside, meaning the right hand side, and 4 feet on the median side as well. 4 feet on the right hand side, 4 feet on the left hand side. 10 access points per mile, 10% trucks, standard mix. Again, standard, typical, default, same thing. Standard mix, typical mix, default mix means the same thing. What does it mean? 70% single unit trucks and 30% trailer trucks. So out of this 10%, 70% are single unit trucks and 30% are trailer trucks. Peak hour factor 0.88. In this segment has a gradient now. This segment has a gradient of 3.4% and a length of 1.25 miles. Okay. Base free flow speed is given 65 miles per hour. For multi-lane highways, we need the base free flow speed. For multi-lane highways, we need the base free flow speed. They want us to calculate level of service on the upgrade as well as on the downgrade. Level of service required on the upgrade as well as on the downgrade. Why both? Why both? Because if one direction has 3% upward, then the other direction will have 3% downward, right? If one direction you are going up, then the other direction you are coming down. Then why we are using the same volume for upward and downward both? Because the volume repeats itself in different times on the same highway. So if 3000 people went from point A to B, then the same 3000 will come back from B to A in the evening as well. They have to come back to their houses, right? So approximately, I'm not saying that there will be exactly the same number of people. Approximately same number of people when they are going from home to work or education, they come back in the other hour from education or from work to their houses. Okay, so the volume in both directions is approximately same in the peak, but the peak hours are different for each direction. So one direction may have a peak hour in the morning, the other direction may have the peak hour in the evening, but the volume will be approximately same. And the gradient I told you, and this is understandable, that if you are on the right hand side and you are going, then you are going up. If you are on the other direction towards the left hand side, then you are coming down, but the gradient is the same. So that's why we are required to calculate the level of service for both directions using the same volume. Again, we will start with the calculation of free flow speed. Start with the calculation of free flow speed. So free flow speed is BFFS minus FLW. Now this is the equation for multi-lane highway. Remember, these are multi-lane highways. FLC minus FM. Okay, BFFS is given 65 miles per hour. FLW 12 feet lane. 12 feet lane width. Okay, 12 feet is standard, so FLW will be 0. If you want, you can go to the table of FLW. FLW will be 0 because 12 feet lane width is a standard one. Then it's given as 12 feet lane width. Then FLC. Okay. Okay. 4-lane multi-lane highway and 4 feet lateral clearance on both sides. So 4 feet plus 4 feet, total is 8. You see, we need to put here total. So total is 8, 4 feet on both sides. Total 8 and 4-lane multi-lane highway. So lateral clearance adjustment is 0.9. 0.9. Okay. So 0.9. Okay. Then median type is, it has a median. It is given in the question. It has full median. Full median means median adjustment factor is 0. Okay, access points, number of access points per mile 10, again given 10 access points per mile. So the factor, given the free flow speed, given the free flow speed. Now all of you should contribute because you see what happened in the last example. I took one value which was wrong and everything went array. 61.6. Okay, 61.6. 61.6 miles per hour is the free flow speed, right? 61.6 miles per hour is the free flow speed. Now, the next thing is calculation of capacity and breakpoint. Okay. So multi-lane highway, capacity equals this. Okay, for multi-lane highways, you don't have to worry about the adjustment factor in any case. For multi-lane highways, no adjustment is permitted. Okay, so capacity is 1900 plus this. So capacity equals 1900 plus 20 1.6 minus 45. Okay, how much is this? Two to 32 passenger cars per mile per lane. Passenger cars per mile per lane. Again, now if you go to the table for breakpoint is a constant 1400 passenger cars per hour per lane. Okay, sorry, capacity will be 2 to 32 passenger cars per hour per lane. Passenger cars per hour per lane, and breakpoint is given as 1400. So you don't need to calculate breakpoint. For multi-lane highways, breakpoint is a constant 1400 passenger cars per hour per lane. Okay, so this is done. Then again, we will compare VP with this one. So I need to calculate VP. VP equals the volume, which is 2600. But for calculating VP, I need the heavy vehicle adjustment factor, right? So let me calculate the heavy vehicle adjustment factor. Okay, I have 10% trucks. Okay, so 1 divided by 1. 1. Then I need EHV. 3.5% gradient. I will do it for the upward gradient first. I'm doing the analysis for the upward gradient first. Okay. So this is a table for typical or standard or default mix. Okay. 10% trucks means here. 10% trucks is this one. Okay. 3.5% gradient means this section, these rows. And the length was 1.25 miles. So this row. 3.5% gradient, 1.25 miles length, 10% trucks, 2.96. The factor is 2.96. It's not very clear here, but you can look at it in the book or just believe me. Okay, so 2.96 is the factor. 2.96 minus 1. So have you guys adjustment factor here? .83, sure. 0.836. So 0.836 means 0.84, right? 0.836 means 0.84. I'm rounding off. Now give me VP. Okay, so volume 2600 divided by peak hour factor 0.88 and number of lanes 2 and 0.84, which is the heavy vehicle adjustment factor. So give me VP now. How much is VP? $1,759 passenger cars per. Just give me a minute, okay? I think there is something happened. Okay, sorry for that. My daughter just fell off the bed. Alhamdulillah. Okay, where was I? What did we calculate just now? VP. So again, going to the condition, I need to check it with the breakpoint. Okay, you calculated the breakpoint earlier. For the breakpoint, did you calculate the breakpoint or not? Breakpoint is 1400. Sorry, breakpoint is 1400. Okay, so VP is more than breakpoint. VP is more than breakpoint, right? This is confirmed. VP is more than breakpoint now. Breakpoint was 1400. So I have to apply this equation now. So now I will. Let me give you the data which is required for the equation, and then I will zoom into the equation, right? So you can use it. Okay, so I need free flow speed, which you calculated earlier. Okay, and the free flow speed was 61.6. So free flow speed is 61.6 per hour. Okay, we need capacity 2232 passenger cars per hour per lane. Okay, A 1.31, breakpoint, and what else we need? We need VP. So VP is 1759. Okay, let me write the units. And we need the DC value. Okay, density at capacity. So DC is 45 passenger cars per mile per lane, because DC density. Okay, so let me zoom into the equation. Now calculate the value of speed here. Why I'm using this equation? Why not I just take it equal to free flow speed? Because VP is more than the breakpoint. Breakpoint is 1400 for any multi-lane highway. So give me the value of speed here. How much is the speed? The value of A is again fixed for multi-lane highways. Okay, the value of A is fixed for multi-lane highways, which is 1.31. Did I add 1.31? Yeah. So the value of A is fixed for multi-lane highways is given in the table. Okay. So how much is the speed here? Yes, speed. Yes, hurry up. 57.6 miles per hour. Okay, so this is the speed. So now we can calculate density. So density will be 1759 the VP and 57.6 miles per hour. Sorry, 57.6. Okay, give me the density here. How much is density? $30.5. Okay, so if you go to the density table, we will look in the multi-n column, which is basically the same. Okay, so you are still in the same range. So level of service is D. Level of service is D. Okay, now I have done the analysis for upward condition. I will show you how to do it for downward condition. You will do it yourself. Okay, I will not do it. For downward condition, you will start the calculations again. So free flow of speed will remain the same. Capacity will remain the same. Breakpoint will remain the same. The only difference will be in the FHV and VP and the density then. Okay. So you need to calculate, you need to do the previous step starting from FHV. You have to repeat the calculation starting from FHV. So FHV is taken for downward conditions. So for downward conditions, from this table, you take the value of 0% gradient. For any downward condition, for any downward gradient, you will take the value which is for 0% gradient. So in this case, 0% gradient, length doesn't matter. 10% trucks means 1.96. Your value will be 1.96. Okay, your value will be 1.96. So you will recalculate FHV using 1.96 equivalency factor, and then you will calculate VP and S and everything. Okay, so you need to redo the calculation starting from FHV, and FHV will be calculated using the equivalency factor of 1.96. Okay, so I hope you will do it. Okay, so they are saying the segment operates poorly. Okay, because level of service is D. Okay, they are talking about the upward. Okay, they are talking about the upward gradient. Okay, this is it. Okay, we don't know whether it is acceptable or not because they did not give any standard to us. Okay, now we look at the design example. Okay, new freeway for rural area. Directional design hourly volume is given 2700 vehicles per hour for the expected peak hour in one direction. Peak hour factor 0.85. Familiar users 15% trucks, but now we have heavy mix. We have heavy mix now. 30% SUT, 70% trailer trucks. Okay. Total ram density 0.5 rams per mile. Okay. So we are designing the whole freeway. So most of the freeway is level terrain, but there's a 2-mile segment of 4.5% gradient as well. There's a 2-mile segment of 4.5% gradient. We want to provide level of service C. This is our preferred value, our required value. But if for some reason, if we can attain level of service D, this is also acceptable. Level of service C is required, but level of service D is also acceptable. So how many lanes we should provide? Okay, so this is what a design example is. You have to calculate the number of lanes. Okay. Again, we'll start with the calculation of free flow speed. Start with the calculation of free flow speed. Now, remember it's a design example, so conditions will be slightly different. For example, free flow speed for a freeway is calculated as this. Now, lane width, lateral clearance are not given, okay, because we are designing it. So you will design using the standards. If you're using the standard, then the standard lane width is 12 feet and the standard lateral clearance is 6 feet or more, 12 feet or more, 6 feet or more. Okay, so whenever we have a design problem and no limitation is mentioned, otherwise they will mention, okay, lane width cannot be more than 11 feet, then obviously you'll take it 11 feet. But it is not mentioned, and most of the times it will not be mentioned, because whenever you are designing, you're designing for standard conditions. You're designing using the standard values. So if you use standard values are lane width 12 feet or more, lateral clearance 6 feet or more. In those cases, adjustment factor for lane width and lateral clearance will become 0. Adjustment factor for lane width and lateral clearance will become 0. So the only thing we have to apply in this equation is total ram density. So total ram density is 0.5 rams per mile. Total ramp density is 0.5 ramps per mile. FLW and FLC are 0. Give me the value of free flow speed. Give me the value of free flow speed. Yes, free flow speed. You just have to do 75.4 minus 3.22, the term of TRD. TRD is 0.5. How much do you have? .6 miles per hour. Okay, fine. 73.6 miles per hour. Let us calculate capacity now. Capacity and breakpoint. Okay, so capacity will be 2200 plus 10 times FFS minus 50. FSS is 73.6. 2.2 is not correct. FFS is 73.6. How much is the capacity here? $2,436. Now, if you come to the capacity, maximum can be 2400. Maximum capacity can be 2400. So if you are getting a value which is more than the maximum, you will take maximum. Whenever the equation gives more than 2400, you will take 2400. And same thing for multi and highway. Whenever the equation gives more than 2300, you will take 2300. Okay. So capacity will be taken as 2400 because the equation is giving more than that. So this is our maximum. So whenever the equation goes more than maximum, we'll take the maximum. Okay. Capacity is as much more. Give me the breakpoint now. Breakpoint. So 1000 plus 40 into this, and again no adjustment factor will be required for speed and capacity because it's a design problem. Again, you will design for normal conditions. You design it for normal conditions. So it will be 1000 plus 40 multiplied by 75 minus 73.6. How much is the breakpoint? 1056 passenger cars per mile per day. 1056 passenger cars per mile per day. Now, we want, it's a design example. Okay, let me show you the equation for the design example and then I will tell you what we are doing. See, in the design example, we want DDHP, which we have. We want peak hour factor, which we have. We want maximum service flow rate for the level of service we want. We want level of service C or D, right? So I want to calculate maximum service flow rate for level of service C and D. Okay, and FHP, I have an equation for FHP which I can apply. For maximum service flow rate, I have to plot the curve between speed and flow. Okay, this is the curve I'm talking about. Okay, on the x-axis you have flow, on the x-axis you have speed. How did I plot this curve? When there was zero flow, speed was equal to free flow speed, 73.6. Up to breakpoint, breakpoint was 1056. So up to breakpoint, the speed was 73.6. Up to breakpoint, the speed was 73.6. Okay. After breakpoint, you will calculate the speed using this equation. Okay, so I'm using these two conditions now. So up to breakpoint, speed equals to free flow speed, so a straight line, and then after breakpoint, okay, up to capacity. So breakpoint is 1056. So after 1056 till capacity, which is 2400, you will calculate speed using this equation. So I know the free flow speed, I know the capacity, I know DC is 45, okay, and VP I will change. So I'm changing VP basically, okay, and breakpoint I've already calculated 1056, okay, and A is a constant, 2 for freeway. I will change the value of VP and I will get different values of S. Okay, so I have just put some values randomly here. Okay, these are not calculated values, these are just random values. Okay, but you will put after breakpoint starting from 1056 going till 2400. Okay, you will calculate the values of speed and then you will plot them here. So you will get a graph like this. You will get a graph like this. Let me show you the graph for this example. Okay, so this is a sort of a graph you will have. This point is what? Breakpoint 1056. This speed is how much? 73.6. Okay, and then these values are ranging from 1056 to 2400. You will put these values in the equation, you will get the value of speed, and then you will plot them using this graph. Okay. Then I will plot the lines having level of service C and D. How did I plot these lines? I will take the maximum density for level of service C and the maximum density for level of service D. The maximum density for level of service C is 26. Okay, again, it's given in the table which I showed you previously, which we have been using. Maximum density for level of service C is 26. Maximum density for level of service D is 35. What you will do with these values, take their inverse. So inverse of 26 will be the slope of this line. Okay, the line of level of service C. Inverse of 35 will be the slope of this line, the line for level of service D. Okay, so take the densities from the density table, take the inverse, they will become the slope of the line, then plot a line according to that slope touching your curve. Starting from origin, take the slope of the line and the line should touch your curve. Okay, so the point at which the line touches the curve will give you the maximum service flow rate for that level of service. So this line is touching the curve at a flow rate of 1747. So 1747 is the maximum service flow rate for C. The other one is touching the curve at level flow rate 2108. So 2108 is the maximum service flow rate for level of service D. Okay, for the other one. So this is how you get the maximum service flow rate. You have to plot the curve, then you take maximum densities, take the inverse, plot the line according to the inverse value as the slope, starting from origin going to the curve. Okay, then from the curve find out which value is the value of the flow. Okay, I've tried to do it on Excel, but I was having problems, so I would suggest that you do this thing manually. I would suggest that whenever you have to do it. Okay, so I have the maximum service flow rate for C and D. Okay, this is what I want. This is my preferable value, so I will use this one. Okay, so for VP, for number of lanes, I needed maximum service flow rate, which I've got now. DDHP is given, peak hour factor is given. I want a heavy vehicle adjustment factor. For heavy vehicle adjustment factor, I have to get the value of EHV, equivalency factor. Now, equivalency factor, there are two terrain conditions given. One is level terrain. So for level terrain, EHV is 2. Okay. Then the other one is, what was the other one? 4.5% gradient. How much was the gradient? 4.5%. Okay. So for level terrain, EHV is 1. So you will calculate one value of FHV using EHV of 2. EHV for level condition, which is 2. The other condition is with 4.5% gradient. So 4. For heavy mix. Sorry, for heavy mix. This is a table for heavy mix. Okay, heavy and equal mix both are here. I will use it the side for heavy mix. 4.5% gradient. Length is 2 miles. So this row and the percentage of trucks is 15%. So 3.11. Upward gradient EHV will be 3.11. For downward gradient, I told you take the value of 0%. So for 0%, 2.04. So I have 3 values of EHV. One for level terrain, which is 2, one for downward condition, which is 2.04, and one for upward condition, which is 3.11. Okay, so 3 values of EHV mean 3 values of FHV as well. Okay, so 3 values of EHV means 3 values of FHV. I've already showed you the equation for FHV. only thing changing in that equation will be the value of EHV, equivalency factor. So for level, FHV is 0.87, upgrade 0.76, downgrade 0.86. Then you will have the equation for the number of lanes, 2700 design volume, 0.85 peak hour factor, 1747 is the flow rate, maximum service flow rate for level of service C. I told you we will use a preferred value. So 1747 and 0.87 the heavy vehicle adjustment factor for level. So for level terrain I need 2.09 lanes. Then for upward gradient everything is the same except the FHV. Now it is 0.76, so number of lanes 2.39. For downward again the FHV is now 0.86, so number of lanes 2.11. Now in all the cases you can see the number of lanes are 2 point something. Okay. Now I cannot give 2 point something lanes, right? I cannot give 2.09 lanes or 2.39 lanes. I will either give 2 lanes or 3 lanes. So I have to decide should I give 2 lanes or 3 lanes. Since I have calculated these numbers using 1747, which is a required flow rate for level of service C. So if I give 2 lanes, I have a chance that on maybe one of these conditions I will not have level of service C. Instead, I have level of service D, which is also accepted, which is also acceptable. Okay, what else can happen? I'm not giving too much difference, right? 2.09 and 2, how much is the difference? 2.39 and 2, again, difference is not so much. Okay, so the normal decision would be give 2 lanes with the precaution that maybe in one of these 3 conditions the level of service will not be C, it will actually be D, but D is still acceptable, so no problem. I will give two lanes. Okay, but if you feel that in future you will require expansion, you are designing a highway and you the traffic is increasing and in future it will increase more, and at that time the land will be hard to purchase, because if you do the expansion in future you will need more land. So if you feel in future the land required will be more and it will be hard to purchase, then you may give a 6-lane freeway as well. So 6 lane for now it will be too much, but in future it will solve your problem automatically. So in future you may not have to do anything. So you are being proactive. So 4 lane is enough for an acceptable freeway under the given standards right now with the given volume, but 6 lane may be advisable if you are forecasting any future expansion and the land you feel will be hard to come by at that moment. Okay, so I've tried so much, but I've taken extra time, sorry for that. I think I have done one example too many, right? But anyways, we are still left with 2 examples. So the people who are doing segments, they can easily follow these examples to calculate the level of service for their highways. Okay, Dua Rabi, Amna Muhammad, Muhammad Usama, Amal Abdullah. Dua, Amna, Muhammad Usama, Amal Abdullah. Amal Muhammad Noman, Ali Muhammad, Hakim Ali. Amal Muhammad Noman, Ali Muhammad, Hakim Ali. Hakima Muhammad Noman. Okay. Ali is there, right? Zahra Sayyid, Fawaz Adil, Abdullah Jaliluddin, Abdul Rahman Ibrahim. Zahra Sayyid, Fawaz Adil, Abdullah Jaliluddin, Abdul Rahman Ibrahim. Zahra, Amna, Abdul Rahman, Zahra. Just give me a moment. इसको मैंने बुलाया तो रोको, मैं 1 मिनट में आता हूँ. Okay, Nujud, Nadeen, Zara, Riyad, Abu Bakr Ghani. Nujud, Nadeen, Zara, Abu Bakr Ghani. Zahra, Nadeen, Nujud, Abu Bakr, Zara, Riyad. Okay. If I mark your attendance, you can leave. Okay. If I mark your attendance, you can leave. Zainab Ali Ahmad, Lulwa, Maryam, Majd, Bashar. Zainab Ali Ahmad, Lulwa, Maryam, Majd, Bashar. Zainab, Majd, Maryam, Zainab, Majd, Maryam, Asil Hassan, Ali Mustafa, Ahmad Khalid. Asil Hassan, Ali Mustafa, Ahmad Khalid. Asil and Lulba, okay. And Ahmad Khalid. Asil, Ahmad. Fawaz is here. Did I mark you? Ali Mustafa, Abdullah Usamuddin, Latifa, Fatma Abdali, Zainab Abdali. Latifa, Abdullah Usamuddin, Fatma Abdali, Zainab Abdali, okay. Zainab Abdullah, Ala Salman, Isra Abdul Kareem, Ali Abdul Razak. Zainab Abdullah, Ala Salman, Isra Abdul Kareem, Ali Abdul Razak. Isra, Ali, Zainab. Elizabeth Ann, Ali Makki. Elizabeth Ann and Ali Makki. Elizabeth Ann and Ali Makki. Okay. For section 1, anybody from section 1? Anybody from section 1?
Yes, Dr. Sarah Abdul Amir.
Sarah. Okay, Sarah and anybody else? Elizabeth.
Jabir.
Mishal, okay. Mishal, Huda. Dana Isa. Okay, Ahmad Amin. Fatma Ahmad. Okay, Elizabeth from the other section, right? Okay, done. Sorry for the delay. Very sorry. And Elizabeth, I will mark you. You can leave. Jabir, yeah, Jabir, I'll mark you. You can leave if you want. I'll mark you. Okay, Jabir, done. Okay, sorry.